Also tonight, music mogul Sean Diddy Combs accused of sex trafficking and sexual assault in a lawsuit filed in federal court here in New York.
Tonight, music mogul Sean Diddy Combs is facing serious allegations of sex trafficking and sexual assault in a lawsuit filed in federal court in New York.
New lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs bringing some serious claims against the music mogul brought by his former longtime girlfriend.
Lawsuit brought by his former longtime girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, contains claims that have shaken the industry. Diddy's problems don't seem like
Puffy might be the destination for anybody going nowhere. Nobody surviving.
They're going away anytime soon, and even if there was any chance of things cooling down, 50 Cent is not letting that happen. He has made it clear that he is not backing off, and recently he revealed disturbing details about Diddy's alleged behavior toward Cassie, including a video that many people had forgotten even existed. This situation didn't appear overnight. Over the years, Diddy has built a reputation surrounded by controversy, and his past is filled with accusations that continue to resurface. There are claims that his pattern of behavior stretches back decades, long before Cassie entered the picture. In fact, to understand what is happening now, it is necessary to go back to the early 1990s. Around 1991, before Bad Boy Records was even established, a woman named Joy Dickerson Neal made accusations against Diddy. At the time, he was working as a talent agent. She claimed that during a date, he spiked her drink, and by the time they reached his studio, she was unable to walk. According to her, that
I will email it to you.
Email me the whole thing.
Yes,
I love
yes,
it. I love that you constantly...
was when he assaulted her. Even more disturbing was her claim that the incident was recorded and later shared with others. She stated that members
Crushing the glass ceiling, or crushing the black ceiling.
of the music industry confirmed that
Former model and longtime girlfriend of entertainer Sean Diddy Combs, Kim Porter, was laid to rest yesterday in her hometown of Columbus, Georgia.
to her, making the situation even more serious. Her reason for not going to the police at the time was fear and shame. She also believed that speaking
Funeral taking place at Cascade Hills Church. Porter leaves behind 3 children with Combs and an older son by singer Al B. Shore.
out could cost her opportunities in the industry, especially since Diddy had promised her a record deal. This pattern of control through promises is something that appears repeatedly in these stories. As Diddy's career grew and Bad Boy Records rose to dominance, similar themes continued to surface. By the time Cassie entered his life, the same dynamics seemed to be in play. Cassie was given a long-term deal that many considered unusual. Questions were raised about why she received such a deal, especially when critics argued that her talent alone didn't justify it. However, according to the allegations, the relationship went far beyond music. In her lawsuit, Cassie described experience.
It was alleged that she did have a book and that her book was about to come out. And she was talking about all the perils, everything that she went through in the music business.
That were deeply troubling. She claimed that Diddy forced her into situations involving other men while he watched, and that these encounters were recorded. According to her, these recordings were later used as leverage to control her. The allegations suggest that whenever she tried to leave, she was threatened with the release of those recordings. This created a situation where she felt trapped. These claims became even more shocking when connected to statements made years earlier by 50 Cent. During a radio interview, he spoke about receiving explicit images related to Diddy and Cassie from an unknown source. He described them as extremely disturbing and said they raised serious concerns about the nature of their relationship. What made this even more suspicious was the limited number of people who could have had access to his personal phone number. This led to speculation that the images may have come from someone close to Diddy. When 50 Cent confronted him about it, the explanation given didn't convince him. Instead, it reinforced his belief that the material was being used as a form of control. Over time, more signs began to appear publicly. There were moments captured on social media that raised questions, including videos where Cassie appeared uncomfortable. While these clips alone didn't prove anything, they added to the growing narrative. when placed alongside the allegations and past claims, they painted a picture that many found difficult to ignore. The discussion doesn't stop with Cassie. Before her, Diddy had a long and complicated relationship with Kim Porter, the mother of several of his children. Their relationship lasted for years and was often...
He said, I'm at the Beverly Hills Hilton, the Beverly Hills Hotel. I said, what's up? I said, who over there? He said, just me.
Described as on and off. However, behind the scenes, there were claims of serious conflict. One story describes an incident during a trip where an argument escalated into violence. Reports suggested that Kim was injured and required medical attention, although details of the incident became difficult to verify over time. Some former associates have spoken about witnessing these patterns, describing a relationship that involved repeated arguments and alleged abuse. There were also claims of surveillance and control, including monitoring phone calls. According to these accounts, this behavior was not isolated, but part of a larger pattern. These stories highlight a recurring theme: control, manipulation, and the power in the industry. They suggest that the situation with Cassie may not have been an isolated case, but part of a much longer history. As more people speak out, the narrative continues to grow, raising questions about...
For whatever reason, dude was playing with Puff. He went behind...
about how much of this has remained hidden over the years. As the story continues, more individuals connected to Sean Diddy Combs have come forward with claims that add further complexity to the situation. Some have described an environment where control extended beyond relationships into personal and professional lives. There are allegations that phones were monitored and that individuals were constantly under watch, creating a sense of fear and restriction. According to these accounts, this behavior was not limited to one person, but affected multiple people over time. There are also claims involving events and
That girl went through some tumultuous shit that she never thought that she would ever have to go through being in the music business. Do you understand that? I've got one of the hottest DJs off of Hot 97 because she wanted to put up a picture of him getting his pants pulled down.
Gatherings hosted by Diddy where unusual practices allegedly took place. Some individuals have suggested that certain drinks were prepared differently for specific guests. These claims remain controversial, but they have contributed to the overall narrative that something deeper may have been happening behind closed doors. The discussion has also included statements from people in the industry who say they had direct or indirect experiences with Diddy. Some of these accounts involved late-night calls and invitations that made them uncomfortable. While not everyone accepted these invitations, those who spoke about them described situations that raised serious concerns. These stories have circulated for years, adding to the ongoing speculation about his behavior. Another major point of discussion has been rumors about Diddy's personal life and relationships. Over the years, various figures in the entertainment industry have made comments suggesting that there was more to his private life than what was publicly known. These rumors gained attention when media personalities began discussing them openly, often referencing incidents or alleged evidence that fueled speculation. One such moment involved a media figure who claimed to have seen a photo that suggested unusual behavior. Although the image itself was never widely confirmed, the story spread quickly and became part of the larger conversation surrounding Diddy. In an industry where image and reputation are everything, even unverified claims can have a significant impact. At the same time, it's important to note that many of these discussions focus not on personal identity, but on alleged actions involving power and influence. The core issue raised by...
In fact, he immediately called Diddy to inform him about it.
You fucking with this girl, like you really, like you like her like that? And he was like, yeah, that's my girl. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna send you something. You look at it, you call me back.
Critics is not about orientation, but about the possibility of coercion and control. This distinction is central to understanding why these stories continue to generate strong reactions. Throughout his career, Diddy has remained a powerful figure in the music industry. His influence spans decades, and his success has placed him at the center of countless stories, both positive and negative. However, the current situation has brought renewed attention to past allegations, leading many to re-examine events that were previously overlooked or
Get the chance to, to kick it, like we could just hang out. And he was like, yo, why don't we like go shopping? I mean, like I pay for it. Then he was like, so when we going? And I was like, what this just said?
Dismissed. Despite the seriousness of the claims, there is still no single piece of evidence that provides a complete picture. Instead, what exists is a collection of stories, statements, and allegations that, when combined, create a narrative that is difficult to ignore. Supporters argue that not all claims have been proven, while critics believe the consistency of the story speaks for itself. One of the most striking aspects of this situation is how long these discussions have been going on. From early allegations in the 1990s to more recent lawsuits, the timeline spans decades. This has led to questions about accountability and how these claims were handled in the past compared to now. As more information continues to emerge, the situation remains unresolved. The lawsuit filed by Cassie has brought these issues back into the spotlight, prompting renewed scrutiny.
What you got to say now? What you got to say now? You ain't got shit to say.
And debate. Whether this will lead to legal consequences or simply more discussion remains to be seen. What is clear, however, is that the story is far from over. With ongoing investigations, public interest, and continued commentary from figures like 50 Cent, the pressure surrounding Diddy continues to grow. The outcome of this situation...
Hey, what's up, y'all? We interrupt your browsing for this emergency announcement. This is my girl, Kim, my lovely girlfriend, KP. Kim Porter.
Could have lasting implications, not only for him, but for the...
Hear about that? He broke Kim, let's say allegedly, but it was told by people in her camp that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht.